Welcome to the first episode of Simply Delicious. Today I'm going to show you how to spatchcock a chicken. Spatchcocking a chicken is simply just taking out the backbone so that you can lay it flat, so that it cooks quicker and it cooks more even. Let's get started. Okay, so we have a young chicken here, and I've already broke the breastplate. As you can see, as I press down on it, you can't hear it crack. So by breaking the breastplate, that just makes it easier for me to cut the spine out. So I'm going to take some kitchen shears and right up the side of the spine, you're just going to cut directly and straight through. You're going to do the same thing up the opposite side. And you should be left with the full spine. In case you missed some pieces, which I did, it's okay, you can just cut those right out. So now you have a whole chicken that can lay completely flat, that can be seasoned to perfection and roasted. I'll show you how. Okay, so now we have a baking sheet with some parchment paper on it. The reason why I have parchment paper on my sheet, one is to protect the pan. Some people prefer to use foil. I like parchment paper. It tends to harden once it gets under heat, which is gonna make good for an extra protective barrier because my pan is not as deep as I would like it to be. We're gonna start with prepping our pan with some lemons. And in between our lemons, we're going to add some rosemary. I've already pre-cut everything. So if you've seen my previous video from season 1, Have Good Eats, you know that I love rosemary lemon chicken. So this is kind of like a spin-off of that. Next, I'm going to take some onion. And we're laying it across the pan because the chicken is going to sit on top of it, and it just adds some extra flavoring and aromatics that will, once they will release inside of the meat. We're taking some green pepper because it was in my refrigerator and I wasn't going to waste it. And it was getting ready to go bad. And finally, I've taken some miniature carrots and diced them in half. We're gonna put those around the sides because they're gonna make good for a vegetable with our mashed potatoes and asparagus. This also gives somewhere for all of the broth from the chicken to go, which will allow the chicken to really, it'll absorb some of this, which would make good for all of this to also be eaten as a side. So now that we have fully prepped our chicken and we prepped our pan, we're ready to finish the prep of our young chicken. I have a seasoned blend here. You can find the blend of this seasoning, all what's in it, on the website once it's uploaded, or you can look at the description down below. It'll tell you exactly what's in that seasoned blend. With that seasoned blend, I have made what's called a compound butter. Compound butter is simply whipped butter that you let get room temperature and you mix the seasoning blend in it. It makes great for a lot of things. depending on what you season it with. So we're just going to go right in with our hands, and we're going to start to smear that compound butter on. Typically, once you mix it together, you want it to kind of get a little bit chilled so that it can actually properly lay flat or lay on the chicken. If it's too warm, you'll end up getting spreading like what I'm getting here. That's totally fine. Just means we need to layer a little bit more. You don't want to leave any areas untreated. You can also take a little bit across the bottom of the pan. Gonna do the same thing to the other side. Also helps to dry the chicken a little bit. It'll allow the butter to stick a lot better. If you're having trouble, what I typically do is I grab a spatula, same spatula that we mix the compound butter with, and we spread it on like butter. Now I'm going to take the rest of my seasoning, just run it across. And this is going to go right inside of the oven as is. It's going to cook for 30 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we're going to drop that to 365 degrees for about an hour, or until the temperature reaches 165 in any one of the breastbones. Every 30 minutes, you're going to baste your whole chicken with the juices that are underneath. If you choose to, you can also inject inside of the breasts and the thighs the juice that's underneath. Once cooked for an hour and 30 minutes until your chicken has reached 165 degrees, it should be simply delicious. Another great side to have with chicken and mashed potatoes is asparagus. Now, I know we have a lot of vegetables already in our pan, but who can have enough greens? I had a friend a couple of years ago, we were roommates. He always say, you gotta have a green. So ever since then, I've always had to have a green, as much as I hated greens. So we're gonna do asparagus today. So before we even go with our asparagus, we want to first take off the ends of our asparagus. We've cut off the ends. Now we're ready to season to our likings. My personal likings, from Trader Joe's, I have some garlic olive oil. So we're gonna give that just a bit of a toss across. Give it a little kick with some cayenne pepper. Some peppercorn. Some salt. And onion powder. Now we're going to give those a roll in our olive oil and our seasoning, and we're going to let these sit. The beautiful thing about this with our whole chicken is the last 30 minutes of our finishing of the chicken in the oven. We're going to throw these right on the side and let them cook. It's less work, it's super easy, super quick, something that you don't really have to think about. So all we have to do is make our other side, which is mashed potatoes. You can find that in another video coming later on. in our series. It's December. The holiday season is arriving very quickly. So I wanted to not only show you a little bit of good eats, but I also wanted to show you a simply delicious cocktail for the holiday season. Now, I'm a Miami boy, so a twist of pineapple, lemon must be in the holiday. So I'm going to show you guys a spritzer that will knock everyone off of their socks for the holiday. With guests coming before the holidays, during the holidays, when they can't make it for Christmas or New Year's or whenever, it's important that you have some things just tucked away just in case. So here we have some lemon juice, we have some cranberry juice, some pineapple juice, and then we have a cute find from Trader Joe's. It's becoming one of my favorites. This is a Blanc sparkling wine from France. And lastly, we have some vodka. So let's get right into it. So we're gonna take 1.5 per glass of vodka. So we're gonna do 2 of these because we're making 2 cocktails. We're going to take 1.5, actually 2 ounces of cranberry. We're going to take 1.5 of pineapple juice. And then we're going to take 1/2 of an ounce of lemon. Next, you're going to add 1 ounce of simple syrup. If you don't have simple syrup, it's a quick and easy way to make it. It's literally just sugar and water. We're going to shake that vigorously. And we're going to strain and pour. About halfway into your glass. And you're going to top that with some of your Trader Joe's sparkling wine. Once completed, you'll garnish with your blueberries. Add a stir for sipping. And from there, it's happy holidays. Our bird is completely finished and out of the oven. It is rested for about 15 minutes. And now we're ready to disassemble. But before we disassemble, you want to make sure that you get all of your vegetables. You want to plate those like so. Don't forget your carrots. We're going to take our knife and I'm going to start with the thighs. What you need to remember is you want to go right in between the tendon so you get a nice clean cut. It should cut properly every single time. I'm gonna take the wing, going right in between. It should be an easy, clean cut for all of your meat. As you can see, I didn't get right in the tendon on this one, so this one's gonna give me a little bit of a hard time. There we go. Then we're gonna take our breast right down the center, cutting straight through the breastbone. Okay, so now we're going to plate it for presentation. So we're going to take a little bit of our broth that we made at the bottom of the pan to dress our meat that we are presenting to our guests. And also it's going to give you some really nice seasoning topping for that last minute plate. So whether you have people coming over for the holidays or in between the holidays, here's a beautiful meal that can be cooked within an hour to 2 hours in a nice cocktail spritzer to keep the laughs going and the cheer flowing. Happy holidays. This was episode 1 of Simply Delicious.